Damn right. What's up, Bro Hive? It's your boy who has no plan whatsoever in life, and we have once again the sports doctor of Twitter, Mr. Harjes Grewal, man. What's up?
Hey man, not much, not much. Just kind of going day by day, dude. Enjoying the warmer weather.
All right, so I think we did this like a month and a half ago.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna ask you the exact same question I asked last time. How fucked are we right now?
Honestly, man, things are better. We started to turn the corner. As you can see, things are opening up. The case counts keep dropping. The death count, fortunately, is not increasing at the same rate it was earlier. So we're in a better position than the last time we talked.
Like, because everything's opening up now, right? Like,
Mm.
how's Manitoba right now? Is like everything opening up there?
Yeah, there's restrictions in place, but everything's opening
Yeah.
up. Patios are full, everybody's out. It's patio season. Businesses are open, malls are open, people are playing sports outside. It's as close to back to normal as it could be at this time.
See, I don't know about that because Calgary is just not opening up yet. We
Yeah,
have,
isn't it funny how Edmonton's allowed to and you guys aren't?
but keep in mind once again, in Calgary people want to go out because Calgary actually has stuff. Edmonton has nothing, so you have nothing to do but stay inside.
Yeah, it's true, it's true. Um,
Ah, it's like but cases are like going down and down, right?
Yeah, I mean, well, the cases per day are going
Yeah.
down, right? So, there's even been days of zero cases here in Manitoba, which is awesome.
Shit.
So yeah, in general, the curve is flattening, which is the buzz term right now. The curve is
Yeah.
flattening, and in some places it's already flattened, which is awesome.
That's actually good. That's good. But I read something about Ontario. Like Ontario is just like getting their ass kicked right now. Like they opened up for like one day and like a swarm of cases just came in.
Yeah, I think it was Friday. I think I saw the news that they had like 400 cases in one day, which is pretty significant considering other parts of the country. I don't know. I can't really speak to the specifics of what's going on in Ontario, but yeah, it's not as good over there, and I think the outcome's maybe a little more bleak there and Quebec compared to other parts of the country.
It's crazy because once again like every school like schools are just shut down in general, and I saw this thing on Twitter like 2 3 days ago. People like in Ontario just yelling, just give us back school, just parents getting mad at the government, bring back school.
Mm.
But if they go back to school, they'll get sick and they'll just get much worse.
Yeah, it's brutal, and like it's not like every teacher's under the age of 30 either. There's some elderly people there. They might
Yeah.
have other medical conditions, putting them at higher risk than everyone. Obviously, everybody can get coronavirus, and everybody can end up in an unfortunate position, but those people are at a higher risk of having the unfortunate outcome of death. And so, obviously, you think about the kids, but you think about the teachers and the other staff in the schools as well.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But in general, like is there like are we like any closer to a vaccine from the last time we talked from what you know?
Well, I think we're closer. From the little things I read online, the only reason I'd say we're closer is because there's so many people trying, and so there's so many labs that are working to try to find a vaccine right now, basically internationally. And so for that reason, I would say I'm closer because I'm optimistic to think that at least one of them will be able to produce something. But I trust what the experts are saying, and everyone's saying the soonest is sort of 12 to 18 months. So on the scale of weeks, there's not much changing when you talk about a vaccine, but it's an incremental, it's a slow game, right?
So you're saying that we might be quarantined for like up to a year?
Well, I mean, I can't speak to that, right? Like, I don't know what we're gonna do. The other thing that looms over all this is the second wave that we keep hearing from so many health officers, right? And, we hear it from Dr. Burks in the States and Dr. Tam in Canada. If this supposed second wave is going to come late fall, early winter, some point in winter, then at what point, all of a sudden, let's just say everything keeps slowly opening up. We're in May right now, and then all of a sudden by August, it's like, all right, sweet. It's like as back to normal as possible, and then boom, we start shutting down again because all of a sudden the second wave's around the corner. Like it's hard to know. I don't know if necessarily we'll be quarantined for this long, but it might be quite a while before things are quote unquote like normal, like February 2020 normal type of thing.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Because I'm going crazy. I'm not low key anymore. I'm high key going insane.
Everybody is, man. There's no sports on. You can't go see people. You can't travel. You know, it's brutal, man. It's brutal.
Because all I've been doing all day basically, I spend like 10 minutes doing schoolwork, then I just get lazy. I
Mm.
make TikToks and I learn random like I learned a single ladies dance yesterday.
Nice.
Like
Nice.
just for shits, I'm like, you know what? I'm not doing anything. Let's just do a single ladies dance. Spend an hour doing that.
Yeah, man. I mean, people gotta get creative with their time, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of people pounding Netflix, old sports, whatever other random things are on TV, FaceTime, Skype. I don't know. People are gonna start to have to get creative. But at least you can go do outdoor activities now, right? Go out for a jog, get in a small group or something.
Yeah, sort of. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because in Alberta, like, our parks are still closed off. So going on hikes, you just gotta find just like the obscure paths and just go up that.
Mm. Damn. Damn. Well, hopefully that should open up soon, I think. They're
Yeah.
gonna open up soon in BC. So, yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of sports, The Last Dance. Have you seen it
Oh
yet?
man, dude, so good. How good is oh, so
It
good.
was insane. Like
Yeah.
Jordan has moved up in my all-time rating. He was number 7 first,
7. That's low, man.
and now he's number 3.
Who's he behind?
Obviously LeBron,
Yeah.
and then Wilt.
Yeah, LeBron and Wilt, eh? See, I got LeBron 1, MJ 2. But yeah,
Yeah,
fair enough. Fair enough, man. Fair enough. 7, eh? I didn't know you had him 7 initially. That's
yeah.
surprising.
I had him 7 like for like the longest time. Then this came out. I'm like,
But
all
it's
right,
funny.
he
It's
was.
it's it's funny because it's not like MJ played any games. It's just a documentary. Like, why did he move up your list?
Just, I don't know. Just like this whole thing made me just like Jordan so much more.
Mm.
Like, sure, he's depicted as a dick, but but you see the games and you're just like, oh shit, like he actually he was actually good. Because my generation I never watched him play.
Mm. A little bit
Because
on the
like
Wizards. Yeah.
not even that, like I don't even watch him with Wizards. I started watching basketball like 2010 or something.
Right. Right.
So I didn't care much about the sport, but I didn't even start caring until like 2015. And
Mm.
by then I'm like, all right, LeBron is the greatest of all time. Look what he's doing. He's killing everyone.
Yeah. That's fair, man. That's fair. Yeah, I guess it opened the eyes to a lot of people. But like, yeah, there's so many little stories and stuff in Last Dance that make it awesome to watch. Sucks that it's
Yeah.
over. Sucks that it's over, but yeah.
Yeah, but now but now it's like there's just so many documentaries that are being made right now for the NBA.
Mhm.
Like
Mhm.
Magic Johnson is dropping his, and I swear to God, if they don't talk about his AIDS in that, I'll be mad.
No, they will. They will. They actually, I think ESPN has done 30 for 30 on that already. I think
Really?
they did. Yeah, I think there's a thing already out there about that. About when he had HIV and all that and the diagnosis and when he left. I think there is already something.
Damn, I'm gonna have to check that out as soon as we're done all this.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think there is, man. There is. I think there is. I remember seeing something randomly on TV once. Yeah.
Like the only ESPN thing I saw was about Magic was the bird the Celtic and Lakers rivalry.
About a
Is that
three-parter. Yeah.
Yeah, that one was the first. I think that's the first 30 for 30 I ever saw.
Man, they're all
Now
so good.
there's a podcast series about for them,
Yeah.
which is just completely different. They have a whole podcast series on the history of the UFC. It's so good. It's
Mm-hmm.
insane.
Mm-hmm. Really, eh? Man,
I
since the
don't.
last time we talked, UFC's back as well, hey?
I know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. Like
Yeah, man.
it's stupid though that the most close contact sport is the only one that just didn't shut down.
Well, what they did, I mean, it makes sense what they did, right? So they tested them,
Yeah.
made sure they were negative, and then I think they basically made them isolate after that, and then they let them fight. So it's okay, right? The
Yeah.
presumption is that nobody there has coronavirus, and luckily enough, it's one of these sports that you only need two people.
Yeah, because like I think from everything I saw, it was like you have the two announcers, so Joe Rogan and like Cormier over here. You have the ref, you have the two fighters, and you have like just people like scattered around the arena or whatever, just
I don't even
watching.
know. Did they have fans? I don't think they had any fans,
No,
man.
no fans, but it's like all like personnel, like
Oh, gotcha.
probably managers and all this, but all just like all spread out. But it's so weird to watch because I'm like, because all you hear then is just like, ow, ow.
Who was it that said that they could hear Cormier during the fight, like announcing?
Uh, I think Derek Lewis or something.
Yeah, somebody said like they could hear the commentators during the fight because there's no other sound,
Yeah,
right?
so
It's
all you
kind
hear
of
is
cool.
I want to be in a fight and just hear Joe Rogan yelling, "Oh shit!" I think that would just be like the pinnacle of being a great fighter. Joe Rogan loses mind over.
Man, Joe Rogan, everybody impresses Joe Rogan though. He's honestly, I feel like he's that guy. Like he's not really negative about anyone.
Not really. Like he's happy about like everything. Dude,
Yeah,
speaking of Joe Rogan, he just signed like a multi-year deal with Spotify,
saw that.
and I was trying to figure out how much they paid him.
Man, you see that rumor about over $100 million?
It has to be because like apparently like I was checking a couple days ago, he makes 300,000 per episode
Okay.
because he
Through
charges
the ads?
100,000, yeah, 100,000 per sponsor.
Man, he only does like 10 minutes of ads.
Yeah, but like but just like all I'll say from my personal opinion, if Joe Rogan will say something, I'll just go on Amazon and look at it. All right, sure, I'll get it.
Yeah,
I am that
yeah,
consumer. I'm like the worst type of
yeah.
consumer.
I mean, but we all are, right? That's why
Yeah.
advertising works. You're just like admitting it. Everybody else is like, no, I'm smarter than that. Ads don't work. Well, clearly they work because they keep coming.
Yeah, at least I'm open about my stupidity.
Nah, that's not stupidity. It's just I don't know. It's just human nature, man. It works. It works for a large population, right? So that's why they do it.
How do you feel if the NBA is opening up? Apparently, like it could be like in like a couple weeks at
So
Disney World.
yeah, man. Literally before we hopped on this podcast, I just saw an article like out from NBA.com that said they're gonna go to Disney World and try to start in July. And it might be like
They
four
confirmed it?
games a day. Well, NBA released an article like that's what they're looking into. It's not like 100% this is for
Oh,
sure, this is a date, like not like that. But yeah, just an article about how like that's what they're looking at, and like they're looking at July, and they're looking at like 4 games a day, like summer league.
so there's gonna be like playoffs or like just like where
They
they
didn't
left off.
even say. They didn't even say. So it might be like some regular season. It might go straight to playoffs. Might be less regular season games. So we don't know the details of that yet. They haven't decided yet either.
I'm excited, man. I'm excited because like I honestly thought the Rockets would be winning this year.
Really, man? No, I honestly those like I wanted to see that Lakers Clippers like Western Conference final, and then I wanted to see how far the Raptors would go, and then I wanted to see LeBron win. But I mean, who knows now? It's gonna be a bit of a crapshoot. Everyone comes back, try to get up to game speed again.
Yeah, but like there's like the Rockets posted some photos yesterday. Harden is like looking like lean as fuck now. Because first like he was a little bit chubby, but muscular chubby. Now he looks lean as hell. It's scary.
Yeah, man, Harden's like he's the type of guy you would have expected to get fat during the quarantine. You know what I mean?
Oh, 100%. But
Mm.
you know, there's nothing you can do now because all the strip clubs are closed. Dude, his
uh,
jersey's retired at some strip club apparently in
really?
Houston.
Wow,
Oh, I'll
so
send you a
funny.
link after this. But I saw
Yeah.
this whole article of like someone's like, "Yo, if you go to strip club in Houston, you literally see James Harden's thing just like retired there."
Man, did you see that guy? Some guy like did a study on James Harden's performances versus like
Yes,
strip club ratings in the city. How funny is that?
it's amazing.
Yeah, so funny.
That is a science that I approve of.
Oh, everyone was all over that, man. That study got more recognition than a lot of other things. Yeah,
Than a lot of COVID stuff.
probably,
Oh,
yeah.
so I was meaning to ask you. Okay, so I'm a poli-sci student, so basically I can do all my stuff online. But I have a lot of friends who are like science majors trying to go to med school. One of my friends was supposed to start med school like this like upcoming semester. What percentage of like med school can you actually do online compared to like in a lab and all that kind of stuff?
Ah, I mean, I can only speak from what it was like when I was at UBC.
Yeah.
And I feel like in the first semester we would have 3 days a week, which you could probably transition to online outside of the lab. So it would be less than 60%. It would be like maximum 50% that I could imagine transitioning online. I think they'll get creative to make other like clinical experience type things online, because they're gonna have to.
Yeah.
Um, the big thing more so is like the upper years where you're like in the hospitals and clinics and seeing people and working with the, as part of the team, right? Like you
Yeah.
actually have a role on the team. You're not purely there to study. That'll be interesting because like you can't really find a substitute for that. Here in Manitoba, the medical students are coming back like very soon. Um, I think this week actually. So I'm assuming in the rest of the country they'll probably start doing that. But with the first years and second years where the focus is like on gaining knowledge, they'll probably just try to do as much as possible online, and they'll, there's no way to make up for the proper experience. They'll definitely miss out on a lot of things, but I mean, hopefully they can catch up along the way, right?
Yeah, just like FedEx everyone a cadaver. All right, guys, go on
Yeah.
Zoom and let's cut this up together.
Oh man, and then the whole house smells like formaldehyde. It'd be terrible. Oh, it'd be terrible.
But what would smell worse? Have your mom make tarka or that?
um, Formaldehyde's the worst, man. Formaldehyde's the worst. Dude, it's
Oh,
worse. Honestly.
goddamn.
I used to change my clothes before every lab. I had a different set of clothes, and I left them there, and I put them on just for the lab.
Oh
Yeah,
shit, really?
yeah, yeah. I mean, Tarka's also the same. You don't want to wear your fresh clothes too, but I mean, I don't know. I think it's worse. Maybe just used to the smell of Tarka.
Yeah, because like we grew up with that.
Yeah, we live in it. I mean, it's probably in this shirt right now, right? Sorry, though.
Alright, so now like with like the whole like with like some restrictions being lifted now, um, what can people do to not be stupid now? Because
Mm.
a couple of my buddies in Edmonton, basically as soon as their stuff got lifted, they all straight up just linked up, and I think one of them messaged the group chat and said, "Guys, I feel sick."
Really.
So, what can people do to not be stupid during this time?
I think the big thing is you can still, just because the rules are lifted doesn't mean you need to push them to the max. And
Yeah,
so, I would still argue that you should just send one person grocery shopping, and try to go as less frequently as possible. Wear a mask when you go out and about, and then try to keep your circle close. I understand people want to get together with their friends, and that is what it is. Go for it. But if you're sick, stay home. As well, you can think about it. There's maybe people again who might be high risk, whether they're taking medications that make their immune system weaker or they just have one. Maybe try to avoid those individuals as best you can. It's hard. I don't think they would loosen their restrictions if they weren't aware that everyone's going to push it to the max. I think the government is prepared. Like if every person was to go to the max and have 10-person gatherings every single day, would we be okay? And they probably are like, yeah, I think we'll be okay. And so I think it's okay to go to that extreme, but you know, I think you probably saw that video of that pool party. Like I wouldn't go to stuff
yeah,
like that. Like I wouldn't do stuff like that, and obviously wouldn't go over the limit, and I wouldn't go out and about just for fun, right?
yeah.
Hmm.
Can you hear the dog?
I can, yeah.
God
It's all
damn it.
good.
1 second. Why are you barking? Dude, he just randomly barks at the most random times. Dude, last night I'm
Yeah.
sleeping he just starts barking like crazy. I'm like, obviously, I think like, okay, someone broke into the house.
Yeah,
I
something's
grab,
wrong.
I'm in my underwear. I grab my sword and I'm walking around my house in my underwear. There is no one, but my dad thought someone was in the house too. So my dad's in his room too, and he's ready. We see each other like, someone in the house. We walked around the house for like 5 minutes. Trying to, like, is someone here? It was so annoying. Ah, what I've been doing with all my friends basically is like whenever we want to link up, we go to some old high school parking lot,
It's spread
and
out there.
we're all like two spaces apart,
Hmm.
and we just yell at each other from across because like 10 of us in the group, all like, "Yo, what's good?"
Yeah, it works. I've seen people doing that, man. A lot of the parking lot parties. Bring a beverage, shoot the shit with your friends. It's nothing wrong. That's actually a pretty good plan.
Yeah.
Right? Helps maintain the 6 feet, stuff like that. Yeah.
There's one thing I miss about the normal world though, eating normal food. Because I'm really scared of ordering from like Skip the Dishes or takeout or anything.
Why?
Because I'm like, yo, what if that person just like has it, they don't know?
Possible. Yeah.
Cough
Yeah.
on my food. Oh crap, now I got COVID.
Yeah. Yeah.
Game over.
Although, I mean, it's been going on a while, right? I don't think
Yeah.
anything's actually been formally reported as related to skip the dishes, but it's
Couple,
possible.
couple of McDonald's near here.
Yeah.
Like I think one of them, someone was like, yo, I have it.
Yeah.
And so now I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna chill out. I'll just eat pizza pops all day.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, like restaurants are kind of open, right? It's not bad. You just drive and pick it up yourself.
But I'm lazy.
Yeah, I know. That's why skip the dishes exists.
I'm
Yeah.
so lazy. Like I've driven my car 5 times in the past 2 months.
Saving that gas money, man.
I know. Like my car's probably happy, bro. I've had the same tank of gas for like 3 months now. I'm chilling.
Yeah, hey. Yeah, I know. It's a weird time like that, man. And gas is so cheap anyways, but
I
yeah,
know.
it's weird, man. Like you sometimes you're just like, well, like if you don't work a job that's like essential, it's like, well, why are you even leaving your house at all, right? Like you could go like 4 days without leaving your house,
Yeah, it's so chill.
right?
Oh,
Yeah.
this one thing I was going to ask you. So the U.S. guy, Trump's medical guy, Fauci or something.
Yeah, Fauci,
He's
yeah.
he says like you don't need a mask or something. Like
Oh, did he?
he says something like you don't need a mask on at all times. Like then he went back on it. Now he's like back on that.
Hmm.
Like because like and even like people like were watching. People were asking me to ask you. I told people I was interviewing the doctor again. Like once again, how important are the masks now that everything's chilling down a little bit?
I still think like wear a mask. Like just there's let's flip it. Let's look at it this way, Method. Like let's say you wear a mask. What's the worst thing that can happen with a mask? Like, what's the risk of wearing a mask? It's uncomfortable.
The indents,
Yeah,
basically.
the end, right? Like, there's nothing. So it's like, what's preventing you from wearing it? You just don't want to. It's just a little bit uncomfortable. It's just awkward. And for some people, they're like, oh, like, why would I do makeup and then cover it up with the mask? But I would say that it helps reduce like the transmission.
Yeah.
It helps you, if you have it, from infecting someone else, right? Which is huge because if everyone does that, then that significantly reduces the chance. And plus, wouldn't you rather be out and about with the mask than not out and about at all, like just being totally stuck at home? So I think it's important. Like if you go out, wear one and just appreciate it as a small little thing that you have to do for a short period of time.
Do you see that? You've probably seen like all over, like it's like everywhere. Like this one video of this lady in a Costco yelling at the manager. It's
Oh
like,
man, yeah.
I don't want to wear my mask. You are infringing on my rights. Why are people stupid?
Oh, that's a $1 million question. Why are people stupid? I don't know. I wish I knew. Um, I don't know. I think this goes up that whole stream of people who like the conspiracy theorists, like, oh, COVID's not real, the pandemic statements, all that stuff. Some people just choosing to go the other way. They're just like, you know what? No, I'm not gonna play by these rules. They go out and about, they protest, they don't wear a mask. Or even funnier, they're out protesting, but then they're wearing a mask, and it's like, well, like what? Where are you? Where's your stance on it? So I don't know. I don't know why people are stupid. To be honest, I think some people just there's a lot of fear, and I think people don't like living in a world of unknown and things changing so quickly. It's like it's hard to deal with, and some people would rather have, you know, stick to their firm belief of whatever they choose, right? That, oh, this is fake, it's not real, I don't need to worry about it. I'm just gonna live my life like how I was in February, and I don't care what anyone says. And that makes them less uncomfortable because they're just choosing to ignore everything that comes out because they're seeing it as noise and distressing, and that makes, I don't know, somehow makes their life easier.
Yeah. Like I forgot I was driving a couple of weeks ago. I was driving to the bakery, and I'm passing by Staples. I just see a bunch of people just all protesting in a big ass bunch, just like
Mm.
COVID is fake. COVID is fake. And I'm just like, guys, people are dying right now.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
how can people not think this is real at this point?
I don't know, man. I think honestly, it's the same thing. Like some people just they need like it's too unsettling. It's too distressing. Someone comes out, they make these fancy videos, and you know they throw all these things at them, and everyone's like, oh wow, like they got there's all the science to back it, and yeah, this is what it is. It's all fake. Like yeah, like this person's right, and then they just cling to that one thing, and then they just tune everything else out. Everything else is a lie, or it's politics, or it's everything. It's Illuminati. It's Trump. It's Biden. It's Trudeau. It's whoever. It's Chinese government. I heard everything. Bill Gates. Bill Gates is thrown into this. Like you know, they're all out there. So I think I don't know. I think that's what it is. It makes me sad. You know, someone did a good comparison of like the amount of deaths in New York, you know, over this time frame versus any other time frame. Like it's even way worse than 9/11. So, like
Really?
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, not to undercut 9/11 any shape, way, or
Yeah.
form, but it was like a one-day isolated event, right? Now this has been weeks of people unfortunately dying, and
Yeah.
across the country. Um, so yeah,
Speaking of Bill Gates, I saw this video from like I think like 2 or 4 years ago, where he literally says, uh, "The Earth is not prepared for the next big pandemic," and then
yeah,
all this happens. I saw so much conspiracy stuff on Twitter saying like, "Guys, this is literally Bill Gates saying that he is gonna release COVID on us."
yeah, yeah. That's where the whole pandemic statement comes from, right? And all these stuff about he's funding these vaccines and he wants to vaccinate everyone. I don't know what motive that would be except for him wanting to help people, but they think that's somehow some negative thing, and I don't know, a whole bunch of I don't know, a whole bunch of just garbage. That's all I'm gonna
Jeff
say about that.
Jeff Bezos is making fat bank off this though.
Oh man, Amazon's probably through the roof. Shopify, that Canadian company is like the number one stock in Canada. Like it's crazy. Yeah, online shopping, online everything just took off.
Dude, all I'm doing is like literally online shopping nowadays. Like
Yeah,
just for no reason. I'm like, yo, I don't know why, but I'm just gonna get myself a new portable charger. Just on Amazon right there, boom.
well,
Just
people are bored, right? They see something
yeah.
like, oh, that'd be sweet. I wish I had that. Whereas before, people were so busy, so they didn't even go on to look, right, and realize what they're missing out on.
And now everyone has time.
Yeah, I know. Well, not everybody, but yeah, most people do.
But
Yeah,
there's and this one thing about COVID that's killing single people. Because first when you DM'd a girl, she didn't respond. It's like, oh, she's probably busy. Now she's home all day.
she ain't busy,
You have nothing to
man.
do but respond.
Yeah, no, just ignoring it, man. Yeah,
I cried myself to sleep last night over that.
it's all right, man. You just gotta go up and swing again, man. You just gotta swing again.
I'm just waiting till COVID's over, then I'm gonna slide in. What's good?
Yeah, you happy COVID's over? That's it. Simple question.
Best pickup line ever.
At least you get your foot in the door, right?
Oh yeah. So, any like last remarks you want to say? to the Hive?
Oh man. I guess I would just say in terms of COVID, like things are getting better. Just keep listening to, your local health authorities, abide by the rules. I think everybody, for the most part, has done a really good job. Just keep going, and we'll make it out of this eventually, and maybe in a while. But eventually, it'll seem like, it wasn't so bad. It was a short period of time. I kind of like being at home and spending time with people at home, and having free time to check in with others, and maybe there'll be a silver lining to it all at the end of the day.
All right, Hive. That is it with Dr. Harjes Grewal. Once again, thank you so much for coming on, informing the Hive, because I make them lose brain cells, so you like gain brain cells.
Balance.
Balance
It's
is
a balance.
out.
Trade-off.
Yeah. And as always, you know the drill. Stay hydrated and
Wear a condom.
goddamn right, he's a doctor, so he can like vouch for that.
Yeah.